fantastic. We are going to start it up in just a moment now.
I'm just going to repeat that for the crowd behind us. For you actually standing up, can you sit down? Because we don't want people to be like bumping around. It's easier for people, they can't see from behind. So people standing up right now, please can you sit down?
People in Europe are just unusually tall. If this were in South Los Angeles, you could all just stand up and it wouldn't be an issue. But either way, we are currently going directly into game 1 again right now. So here we have NaDa spawning in the left position as the red Terran, and in the top we have Little One as the blue Terran. And note that these positions are the aggressive positions. It's going to be very, very difficult to do the same build that Little One did, and in general, very difficult to do any sort of expanding.
Yeah, definitely. This might actually favor TLO because he is close to NaDa, and he will be wanting to put early aggression. Like you were saying, he had 3 production structures waypointed to NaDa straight away in that game. TLO just wants to go straight away and hit NaDa as fast as possible and as hard as possible. Both players will, it depends when they scout each other, which way are they going to scout?
That's true. I mean, Little One is scouting a little bit earlier, and I think that's actually going to favor NaDa, weirdly enough, because NaDa does like the late scout. It looked like he wasn't even intending on doing that big of a deviation. I think he just really wants to know where his opponent's position is. So if he can conserve those SCVs as long as possible, I think NaDa's going to be happy. And I also want to give a big shout out to the fine folks at Reddit for upvoting the esl-tv stream. Please continue to do so, as it will make Apollo and I quite happy.
It will make us extremely happy, Dana, and we will be smiling all day long.
No way. Is he actually scouting the other direction?
I know, that's what I was just thinking. I mean, usually I would have scouted downward in the downwards direction, but no, TLO's actually scouting in the incorrect way, and it's going to be an extremely late scout. And just like the previous game, they are both players going to have Marines out by the time the scout gets around, and they're actually not going to be able to see what's going on. It wouldn't surprise me if not, well, actually, I was going to say it wouldn't surprise me if NaDa tried to scout with his barracks again, but lifting the barracks in this direction is so dangerous, actually.
Yeah. It's much too difficult to be able to do that. I do think Little One's drop might work a little bit effectively as well, because again, this ridge is so close between the 2 locations. But still, I'm very leery of doing anything other than big tank Viking plays in these positions, because you can only really lock down one base well.
And look at this SCV. All the SCV actually only managed just to see where the barracks was and managed to see that the Marine's there. And I don't know what NaDa's actually deciding to go down with this SCV. I don't know what he's planning. He's probably just going to take control of this Naga tower. Taking control of these in these positions is so vital, because the way that both players are going to get to the back of each other's bases, if they do fancy dropship play, is going through the middle. So NaDa actually knows that and has taken that tower, and that's a really smart move.
And it looks like the Little One didn't even go ahead and scout NaDa. He just assumed that there would be 2 Marines there, and he is correct, so he would have just lost that SCV. Very, very nice timing by him. NaDa performing the exact same build again.
Yeah, look, I was about to say that as you said it. He has got the gas again, the second gas straight away. And TLO actually only has the 1 refinery on the Vespian gas. And if we're looking back in NaDa's base right now, he's getting the factory. Is he going to get that fast store port again?
I would imagine so. A lot of players love tanked Viking. We've seen NaDa do almost that exact style, getting the reactor on the starport even, so we can get a lot of Vikings in there. The tech lab does go down, and the Little One looks like having a lot of confidence in the same opening he did last time, going Marine Hellion push. Now, Marine Hellion, very easy way to open almost every single time in Terran versus Terran. You can put a lot of early pressure on an opponent who makes only Marines at the front, but I love this choice of getting the medevac drop to make it even stronger. And there's the SCV from NaDa. It does see the move out. I don't know if we got the chance to see the Hellion, though.
I know, look at this. TLO is actually going for the same 1-1-1 build, and I'm not sure NaDa actually decides not to get the Hellion again. And this could be really bad because the tank is only halfway done. Can he hold this? Is NaDa's micro good enough to hold this?
And he does target fire the Hellion, but oh my god, 2 key shots were taken off, and the Little One moves right up into the main. He's able to take all those Marines out. More Hellions and more Marines are en route. And is that critical medevac being built? Yes, it is about halfway done. NaDa is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, NaDa's in trouble. This tank is out now. It should be able to deal with all these Marines, but he is losing SCVs. That's the problem right now. This damage, he's losing, I think, maybe 4 SCVs he lost there, but that tank will nullify any Marine push.
And the one problem that Little One has right now is that he did get this medevac out very quickly, but without all those Marines, it's going to be very difficult for this drop to be that effective. The reason it worked last time is there were 7 or so Marines in that medevac, but right now it is just the 1.
Yeah, definitely. And 2 Vikings are coming out right now for NaDa. He will be able to take down this dropship if the Vikings come out in time. But actually, I don't think they will. This drop is going to go straight on the middle line of NaDa. And he's going to lose more SCVs, and that's so crucial. But is he actually going to see it?
Oh, he completely missed it. Or is he able to? Oh, no, he just moved down the ramp, and he's backing up, and there's the drop. Little one is going to be able to get some good shots off on SCVs, and oh no, he's clustering up the SCVs. That could be a huge shot if Little One times it right.
Oh my god, look at this. The medevac's actually going to die. He has to drop the Hellions, and that is so cool by NaDa. I can't believe he's done that. He only lost 1 SCV with that drop. Oh, 2 go down. But really, the Vikings actually saved the day right there. And actually, TLO cannot depend on any more dropships with these Vikings out.
And it looks like Little One is pretty much committed to a one-base style of play. NaDa's much more typical of this matchup, getting tanks and then lots of Vikings to be able to control the air, to be able to get better range vision with his tanks. And it looks like Little One is also making a command center with the intention of expanding back here to the right.
Look at NaDa right now. He's actually moving in with these 2 Vikings. I don't know if he'll be able to do any damage, but he's actually scouting out exactly what TLO is doing. And he's going to be careful. I mean, is he going to drop? No, he's actually just going to scout. He will pull out. He's also using the barracks at the same time. 1 Viking is attacking the barracks just outside, and NaDa decides to pull that back. And look at these both players, both are expanding, but what is TLO doing? He's actually going to send his expansion down to the bottom right.
Got to be careful, though, because those Vikings can pick it off very easily. But NaDa looks like he's just trying to find this one juicy Viking of the Little One, because just having 1 Viking greatly helps those tanks, even if you can just get 1 or 2 shots off. And NaDa just having perfect reads on where Little One is going to be able to fly this, and Little One's rapidly running out of options for this last Viking.
Yeah, definitely. What I'd like to see from TLO now is actually a transition into Marauders, because he is not going to win a Viking battle, so he should just give up building any Vikings. And actually, as I say that, TLO decides to push out right now. I'm not sure if he'll be able to do enough damage, because NaDa does see it coming, and he has the Vikings for the extra range on the tanks.
And we do see that siege mode is getting close to being done, but it is not quite out yet. NaDa needs to have very good positioning. He's putting 1 tank up on the high ground. This might be just a little bit too late for NaDa. Can he get siege mode in time? No, the Little One manages to siege up right outside the front, and there's the huge siege as well for NaDa, and NaDa just obliterating these tanks at the front. But a few Marauders are making their way up to the top, and it looks like NaDa is going to be able to lose his tanks. And oh my God, is the Little One still pushing up here? He might be able to take out this last tank with this Marauder. The second Marauder heads up, and
he takes it down. Oh my God, there is actually no defense for NaDa right now, and TLO looks in a comfortable position. This tank is almost done now for NaDa, but oh my God, TLO has position right now on NaDa. He's gonna have to cancel his expo, and at the same time, he's not actually. If you look at TLO's expansion, he's actually not concentrating in the bottom right. He is moving SCVs down there, but he has no SCVs building or orbital command. But I don't think that even matters. He is in such a good position right now.
Oh, and the cancel at the expansion. He forces NaDa to pull back. NaDa now can only control his main. He's now desperately making tanks. NaDa also trying to build another command center. But if you go to the unit counting station, 1 tank, 1 Viking for NaDa, and that is it.
Yeah, if we look at the food count as well, NaDa's actually been knocked down to 37. Wow. And on the other hand, TLO up at 56. He is running this game right now, and he is moving in with more tanks, more Marines. He's just going to set camp outside of NaDa's base. But he has to be careful. He has to expect NaDa to build another command center, and he has to keep careful eye on the middle and also on the bottom south expansion.
Absolutely. NaDa trying to add on a second factory, going to try to catch up in that tank count. Again, if you have more tanks, you can sort of control positions a little more easily. We can see that Little One getting repelled because of this nice tank placement by NaDa. But again, high ground advantage is much different from StarCraft 2 than in StarCraft 1. In StarCraft 2, if you can see it, you will do full damage to it. So these tanks are very vulnerable the farther they get down this ramp.
And we can just see NaDa's experience showing out right now. Look at this. The way he's pushing TLO out is by using the barracks and the Viking just to gain the extra sight range for his tanks. And he is pushing TLO out, which is really smart. And that's just a Brood War style, and it's working so effectively. But he's got to be careful. If TLO actually has more Marauders, he can just stim and run straight out and take these tanks down instantly.
Something very weird happened in the Little One's main. He may have accidentally lifted the orbital command because things are sort of running off doing their own thing and finally coming back. But either way, the Little One is just making lots of Marines, Marauders, and tanks, and some Vikings as well. So this is excellent transitioning by Little One. He's not going to do anything extreme. He is just going to safely extend his advantage.
If we look down now, NaDa's building another command center.
Yeah.
He's actually, because he's actually stuck on one base. So he has so many minerals. In TVT, in Terran versus Terran, you really do need gas, especially if you're going for this mech play. and NaDa's stuck on one base. He does not have the gas necessary to complete this mech army. So he's got all these spare minerals. He's like, okay, I need to spend them, so I just build another command center.
May as well expand 1,000,000 times and then get at least 10 geysers. Then you can make as many tanks as your heart pleases. And it looks like NaDa is going into hardcore turtle mode. He's building turrets all around his base. Again, spending some of that excess minerals, but at the same time, it's going to lock him down very tight, make it very hard to be broken. But look at this, a little one moving forward with a giant Marauder tank force. There's only 3 tanks. There are 2 more up here on the high ground, but they are so far away. Marauder sprinting in, taking out the top tank, taking out the second and the third, and here come the little one's tanks. Goodbye, SCVs.
Oh, look at all them SCVs. That was such a shot.
And NaDa has a lot of tanks here on the high ground, but the little one doesn't even need to go for them. All little one needs to do is stay back and be able to shoot at this orbital command and continue to deny NaDa an expansion.
Yeah, definitely. This is a really nice move here by TLO, and the use of the Marauders are perfect there. I'm not sure if NaDa actually knows how good Marauders are against Terran, because all his tanks just disappeared right there. And this expansion, again, TLO is denying NaDa any gas, and as I was saying, gas is so important. NaDa actually, he's got to be careful. These tanks are under siege again. He takes down one of TLO's tanks, and this Hellion is going to go down. For some reason, NaDa is still hanging on.
Yeah, NaDa having excellent tank placement, but you see the little one is still doing constant scans, getting a good sense of exactly where the army is for NaDa. I think little one's making a big mistake, though, not scouting this bottom area. Wants to make certain that there's no expansions going down there. Look at little one just being obnoxious and catching one tank off guard, and oh, that tank falls down. And I mean, this is just amazing control. And oh, he's running the Marauders into the SCVs. Oh my God, the tanks are doing damage to his own SCVs. That was brilliant by little one, using NaDa's tanks against him.
Yeah, that was really brilliant play. And if we look at the unit count right now, NaDa he has only 28 SCVs compared to TLO's 47. And he's so far behind right now. And TLO's setting up camp here, but these are actually under fire. These SCVs are so good. They're doing damage. Look at this, they're doing damage against these tanks. But these Marauders are taking down all NaDa's tanks. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to survive this.
And I mean, look at this little one just staying barely outside that tank range. Look at how close he's skirting to that edge. But of course, just needs to prevent NaDa from mining, and constant Marauders running here, taking out the top tank. There's going to be the second one going down, and NaDa has no more tanks anywhere. The little one is going to be able to march into the main, and good game.
GG call by NaDa, and TLO actually takes down NaDa in the first of our best of 3 show match. TLO versus NaDa. Wow.
And I mean, I would even give little one about 1.5 wins at this point, because that first build that he did on in the original game that had to be replayed was threatening NaDa a lot early on. But we got a chance to see the little one's initial drop not work out that well, kind of fail, seem to falter a little bit, but the little one just for some reason always has another transition plan that is so effective. We got the chance to see him just decimate NaDa by chipping him away slowly all game long.
Yeah, definitely. What the crucial thing in that game is he actually kept NaDa away from gas, and it's so important to get this gas. And that's what TLO really did well. He had so much gas, he could produce all these Marauders, all these tanks, and NaDa just stuck with so many minerals and a handful of tanks, not being able to actually mine from his natural. And that's brilliant surround there, and just this containment by TLO is brilliant.
And we do see that NaDa is rewatching the replay. That's always a sign of an expert player. Even when you do lose, you always want to review your games to see if there is some little mistake you did, if there's some timing you weren't aware of, so you can put that in your pocket and be aware of it the next game. Always emphasizing learning, even in the middle of these major tournaments.